All right, shalom, shalom, y'all. Shalom. As promised, Michael Israel on the move, shaking heavy, moving hard. Got another good lesson for you today. And the lesson, what we're going to be talking about today is understanding. Okay? And, you know, this is one of those. I did a lesson I did recently was knowing you will know them by their fruits. Knowing people by their fruits, and you know you can see the people who have understanding and the people who lack understanding, and being able to have understanding to be able to comprehend things going on, and as you get older your understanding should increase so you can understand things better and clear that other people wouldn't. But having that degree of understanding is predicated on you understanding yourself first, okay? uh, or as the word says, working your salvation out with fear and trembling. A lot of people don't understand. And this is again a lesson I had to learn over years through a lot of pain. You you can be you can you will have more joy and more peace and be more effective in dealing with people and situations if you deal with yourself. Because that's what thing, as that one guy's book says, Steve Covey's book says, that is within your circle of influence. You can actually effectively influence working and growing yourself in any situation. Okay? I learned at a very young age, hey, don't try to change other things and all that stuff. Be the change you want to see. You know what I'm saying? And when you look out there, particularly among our people, you see a lot of people, they're out there trying to change everything else while they make themselves look dumb, while what they could be doing is being the change that they want to see. But when you lack understanding and you're not able to comprehend what's going on inside of you and what the Most High is trying to expose and deal with in you, then you're not, it's literally like a vicious cycle, and you're not going to be able to change. You're not going to work your salvation out with fear and trembling. You're going to be consumed with external things and not the things that really matter internally. Okay? And that battle, you know, and like I said, y'all might not realize it, but I'm low-key quoting stuff from the Word just in a very practical way. And, you know, it goes back to working your salvation out with fear and trembling. It's about understanding that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And a lot of that spiritual wickedness is inside of us. Man, I'm going to tell you, man, look, I'm going to just keep it 1,000. I got, being a head of assembly, there are people I've dealt with or people I deal with that they do things, and, you know, what keeps me from not getting all caught up and bent out of shape over what they do is because I know how messed up I am. I know I still see, it's obvious to me, all the stuff I gotta work on, okay? Even recently, I told the saints in my assembly, hey, I'm gonna just keep it 100 with y'all. I really ain't gonna be like coming down on y'all and doing a whole bunch moving forward, because I got stuff I gotta work on. I'm gonna be the example I want to see. Why? This is the natural progression This is the natural conclusion. This is the natural place you arrive at when you get wisdom and when you get understanding. When you truly remove those blinders of pride from yourself and you begin to truly take a look at yourself, you realize, you come to a conclusion. You're like, you know what? I'm a mess. I got stuff I need to work on. Like, now if somebody do something, some grievous stuff, but on some silly stuff, they're gonna get rebuked. But what I used to get caught up in wasting a lot of my valuable time, energy, and effort trying to rebuke and correct people, and truth be told, low key, trying to convince people to be righteous or something like that. Trying to do the Most High's work for them. When the reality is, when you look in the Word, the Most High wants you to get yourself right and not get so caught up and trying to get other people right. And by default, it's literally like, by default, your light shines and it's a powerful witness to other people who have ears to hear and eyes to see. So I don't get so caught up in what other people are doing, and to a degree where it's gonna become a distraction to me working my salvation out with fear and trembling, which is, when I read the Word, my primary objective that the Most High has assigned me to work my salvation out with fear and trembling, not to work somebody else's salvation out with fear and trembling outside of it. I have to be the light. Even if other people aren't being the light, I'ma be the light. So there's still light. But you got a lot of people, man, y'all seen over the last couple months all the stuff going on online and all that stuff with all these Hebrew Israelites out there. People, if somebody's light's dim, the other person will dim their light lower to show you how dim the other person's light is. You see what I'm saying? So, you gotta kind of make it make sense. But anyway, what we're talking about is understanding, having understanding, the importance, the skill of understanding, okay? And if I don't understand myself, okay, just reiterating the whole first part of this video, if I don't understand myself, how am I going to understand my brother? How am I going to even know how to approach or deal with my brother or anybody else outside me, for that matter, when I don't know what's going on with me? Now, I'm not going to go into that, because I went into that in my, if y'all take a look at that playlist I have on here on spiritual combat, it's, I think it's biblical self-development. It's like over, I guess, 8 videos diving fully in to what it means to actually get to know yourself and deal with yourself and bring your spirit into alignment with this word. You see what I'm saying? Being aware of when you're in your feelings. Look, I'm not some numb robot. My feelings try to get me to come into them too. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm like Terminator or something, man. And there are times I get in my feelings, but because I'm aware enough to know what's going on, because I have understanding with myself, I can catch myself and know when I'm in my feelings instead of getting consumed by my feelings. You see what I'm saying? So in that series, I really get granular with that vague concept of knowing yourself, understanding yourself, getting to know yourself, all those vague terms of exactly what that means and how to change at the most foundational level. So you really can't even move to getting to know, to dealing with anybody else in wisdom and having understanding in any crucial situation involving someone else when you don't know yourself. Because if you knew yourself, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't have conflict with people. Because I tell you, man, as soon as I see stuff conflict beginning to raise up, I already know, hey, I just need to humble out, bow down, take the low, quiet, humble route out of this, and because hey, they're not receiving me. I have enough understanding of myself to understand when somebody doesn't want to hear what's going on, knowing when it's time to move on, knowing when it's time to rebuke and correct, knowing when it's time to just be quiet, take the meek, humble route, knowing when it's time to bring something up to somebody, knowing when it's time to not bring it up, to just let it be and let y'all deal with it. You see what I'm saying? Because inevitably, he's gonna deal with everything. I know if it gets to the point where I'm having to raise my heart rate, if it gets to the point where I gotta raise my heart rate trying to deal with some type of situation, with some person, place, or thing, some type of situation going on, I already know that, hey, it's not I don't need to worry about it. I need to be the example of what this word is saying, and not just when it's easy. Because see, a lot of people want to be about this word when it's easy. Well, when is it easy? It's easy to be about this word on Shabbat, during praise and worship, and when you're around people that you're conducive with and all that. Yeah, everybody's righteous and holy then. But what about when you in that heated situation that's really getting to you and got you kind of turned up? What about then? You know what I'm saying? Are you about that book then? Are you meek? Are you humble in those situations? Are you fully in your feelings and like nobody can even rationalize with you, and it's just a wrap, and you consume with your feelings and emotions? You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you again, when you have understanding, man, when you take the journey inwards, man, and you look at the mess inside of you, man, and I'm not talking about, oh yeah, you just talking, oh yeah, I took a look at the mess inside of me. Yo, I'm talking about when you get down there and really dig in and take a look at the mess in you, to the point where you like, yeah, you like working with the Father. Yeah, can you be patient with me? You want some stuff like that. See, then you're not gonna be so quick to when your brother doing something, when somebody else caught up in something. You're gonna have a lot of mercy and patience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in situations where I see, like, interacting with people, and I'm watching them fully in their feelings, zero understanding, all that stuff like that. And I'm watching them, but it don't really get to me that much, because I know I was there at one point. I know some of those things that behaviors they might be exemplifying, I'm still struggling with. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you have that patience and that understanding and that mercy and stuff like that when you're dealing with people. That understanding. You see, you understand why they're behaving like that because you've been that way. You know? So it's a growing process, man, and no pain and no gain. You know what I'm saying? It's in those painful situations that, you know what I'm saying? It's in those painful situations that the man is forged, the spirit is forged. You see what I'm saying? It's through pain that forging happens. I did a show a while back, I'm gonna have to do it again, showing the forging process, showing what it looks like when they forge metal. Man, and I like those videos, you know there's something to it because man, those videos are, when you watch those videos, man, those videos are very engaging. Maybe it's just me because I'm a mechanic and stuff, and I like like mechanical stuff and things like that. But that forging process of metal, I mean, what they do, that forging process, they heat the metal up. They get it hot. They get it. The analogy would be they get the metal emotional. They get it emotional, and then they take the metal and put it under this big mechanical hammer that can exert thousands of tons of pressure on the metal, and they start shaping the metal. And the reason they gotta get the metal hot is because it softens it up. It's moldable. Like when you get emotional, you get in your feelings, you get shooken up, and what's really operating inside you comes out. So it can be seen. You know what I'm saying? It's observable. It's, I don't know what word you might want to use. You know what I'm saying? And then you're in a position where you can compare how you're behaving to what the word says and forge yourself and shape yourself according to that word. So that's what it looks like. But I got a little off topic, but I think y'all get what I'm saying when it comes to understanding, y'all. In Proverbs, you read that first chapter, at the beginning of it, it talks about get wisdom, and with all you're getting, get understanding.